Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica here. I just wanted to share with you, I wanted to share with you the FODMAP diet that I've been working my way through over the past 2.5 weeks, and just going to talk a little bit about the food that I've been eating and what I've been doing in an effort to try to eliminate my IBS symptoms. The FODMAP diet I heard about through a forum online for IBS people who are looking for help and assistance with their symptoms. And I read about it in a forum and then started doing some research on it. And I found a lot of interesting information, some of it conflicting, some of it's a little bit different, but almost all of it's pretty much the same. I did find out that it kind of originated from Australia and Canada as far as treatment for IBS. And it's starting to take a place in the United States, but it's still in its earlier stages of becoming something that we can secularly use. Like, for example, my dietitian, when I went and visited her about the FODMAP diet, she didn't know a whole lot about it. It wasn't something she was trained on. She had to do some research to kind of help me out with where I needed to go with it, and she didn't exactly know what steps to provide me with. She was still very helpful as far as explaining the concept behind it in order for me to better utilize this tool in an effort to eliminate my IBS symptoms. So that was very helpful. But after doing a lot of research, I had found one particular website that I really enjoyed, and I'll have to put the link below later, but I think it's ibsdiet.org. I'll double check and stick that in the link in the comments below, a link to that in the comments below so that you guys can go see. But the one I found is actually out of Michigan, and it was kind of conceptualized by a doctor named Sue Shepard and Peter Gibson. They're both from the University of Michigan, and they are kind of some forerunners in the area as far as the FODMAP diet goes. And they have written a book about it, and they provided a meal plan that offers some recipes in it that are FODMAP friendly, and they do different versions of it. They give you just kind of a generic version of a FODMAP friendly meal plan. They give you one that is totally lactose free. They give you one that is completely vegan. And so there's a lot of things in there to try to help you accommodate to this diet, because it's not easy. It's an elimination diet, so it's not something you're supposed to stay on forever. But you get on the diet, you eliminate all these food items that are labeled as moderate or high risk. All the high risk for sure, and then maybe some of the moderate, and you might even need to eliminate some of the low risk once you get through it, because it might be an intolerance issue or an allergy issue or something like that. But as you work your way through it, you should be able to kind of identify the areas that or the food items that you need to eliminate in order to become symptom free. So that's kind of nice. In fact, it's actually amazing. I'm trying it to see if it works, and I will admit that I've been doing this for 2.5 weeks now, and I will admit that I have seen some success in certain areas. So maybe I'm still eating some things that are still triggering, or maybe my system's just still completely overrun by food. It's just gone into kind of hyperactive mode, and so I've got to get it to calm down before I can get a clear adjustment on what foods I can tolerate and what foods I can't. And so first, let me show you the book. This book's called The Complete Low FODMAP Diet. And again, it came out of the University of Michigan, and it was written by Sue Shepard and Peter Gibson. And in it, they provide a complete list of foods that you can eat. There's recipes in here. There's some tips on how to eat out. I have not had any success eating out yet. I need to study some more on that section to figure out how I can eat out, because one of the big food items that I miss the most out of these 2.5 weeks is garlic. I'm actually not even having sugar withdrawals, which I found really weird, because this is a low carbohydrate type deal, and so you're not getting carbs or sugars. It's not an Atkins or anything like that. It's a little different. But I'm not even craving sugar. The thing I'm missing the most is garlic. And the second thing I'm missing the most is onion. And so those are really the only things that I crave right now at my 2.5 week mark. And so anyway, I wanted to mention that and just kind of tell you that that's what I'm doing. There are people out there doing all kinds of things. There's so many resources on the internet to help you find something that's going to work for you. A little bit more about the FODMAP diet. Sue Shepard and Peter Gibson, they define FODMAP as FODMAP is the collective abbreviation for a group of fermentable, poorly absorbed, short-chain carbohydrates that provide fast food for bowel bacteria and may cause digestive discomfort. And so they've identified a list of things, and they break it down even into the sweeteners and the preservatives that we put in our food in the U.S., which is just outrageous, by the way. But that's another video for another day. So, in telling about my YouTube channel, I actually had a friend of mine said they wanted to hear a little bit more about the foods that I was eating. And so, what I've done is I've started following their meal plan that's in this book. And it varies. They've got different variations, and I'm just following the general one. And it's just me and my husband eating it. So we've got lots of food left over, and so I typically make one of the meals a day, and then we just eat it as leftovers till it's gone, and then I make another one. And when I first started this, I explained to my husband that this is going to be tough, that we're going to eat a lot of weird foods, foods that we're not used to eating, foods that we'd never even heard of before, foods that we thought we didn't like. And after trying some of the recipes that we've had, I actually really enjoy it. Like tonight, I'm not a blue cheese eater, okay? And I was like, man, there's blue cheese in this recipe. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat this one. But it was a spinach, blue cheese, and sweet potato frittata, and oh my god, it was so good. We had that for dinner tonight. I'm probably gonna eat some for breakfast tomorrow, not gonna lie, and maybe even lunch if I can convince my husband not to take leftovers to work. So but earlier this week we had, like, our first week we had cream of potato and parsnip soup. That was amazing. I'd never had parsnips before. It was so good. Then the next day we had feta, spinach, and pine nut crepes. Okay, those are even better left over. That actually made way more than I was expecting it to make. I was expecting it to make only like one pan, and it ended up making two, or 1.5, I should say. And I literally ate on that for 4 days. I ate it as a snack. I ate it as a meal. It was so good. The Chinese chicken fried wild rice. Oh dear Lord. I will definitely be eating that one again. Oh man, we had this herbed beef meatball with creamy mashed potatoes. Now I'm a little reactive to potatoes. But I did have that, and I didn't have any reaction to it. And that was actually the recipe that I was like, man, I miss garlic so much. I don't think that this recipe is going to be any good. It was still fabulous, and it had so much flavor and taste that it was almost like I had garlic. Anyway, so I had that, and then tonight we had the sweet potato, blue cheese, and spinach frittata. And like I said, I'm going to eat that again tomorrow. And tomorrow we're planning on making swordfish. So it's just, and then I'm eating breakfast is like gluten-free cereal with almond milk. Make sure you're always reading the ingredients on stuff too. Like I was reading the ingredients on what I thought was a safe gluten-free bread, and it really turned out it had some FODMAP ingredients in it. So always check the ingredients, even if you think that that it is a FODMAP friendly food. Just check the ingredients. And there is, in their book and then on the internet as well, are plenty of resources to help you identify what types of foods are what. Like I learned this week that if you see a word on there that ends with OL, it's probably not FODMAP friendly. It probably follows under the polyallyls, and it's not FODMAP friendly. So, that was something I learned this week. So some foods I'm missing, garlic and onion more than anything. I expected to have sugar cravings because I haven't had a whole lot of sugar on this. There's not a lot of sweets. There is some dessert recipes on here. We just haven't made any yet. And you can have low-fat, lactose-free ice cream. And so I bought some Arctic Zero, I think is what it's called. And I've been eating that. And it's okay. It's just not doesn't hit your sweet spot like you want. Found out paydays are FODMAP friendly, so I was able to eat a payday or two occasionally, and that does help ward off a sweet tooth. But really, I haven't had a whole lot of sugar cravings. My cravings right now are garlic and onion, so I find that really unique. I also find that very interesting. Maybe it's because it's just in everything. I don't know. And I'm really, really praying that that is a food item that when this is all over, I can add back in safely. That it was just something I don't really have an intolerance to it. Fingers crossed, dear Lord, all those things. But yeah, so that's the foods I'm missing. And like I said, we've tried a lot of foods that I have never really tried before. And we've tried a lot of ingredients and put foods together that I thought I wasn't going to like. And so far, everything that we've tried has been good. Everything that I've had has been worth it. I am seeing some symptom reduction. I'm not 100% positive that it's all due to the FODMAP diet, but I have to give some credit to it because I do think that it is helping. I notice a huge difference. Like when I eat out, we don't eat out a lot, and we haven't been, but there have been a handful of times where we've been stuck out in public or we can't get home in time to grab a meal, and so then we try to find something that I can eat. But it's even at a restaurant, like a sandwich. Did you know they put garlic on their steamed vegetables, and they put garlic on their meat, like deli meat that they serve on sandwiches in restaurants? What? So it's been a little frustrating in that particular realm, but I'm still learning and I'm still growing and I'm still trying new things. I'm actually going to try to make another video this week to talk about some of the things that happened to me over the past weekend in relation to the diet and in relation to just my IBS symptoms in general. And then I also have a doctor's appointment next week with a naturopath. And so I'm really kind of excited about that too, to see what he has to say, and maybe he can provide some insight. And I'd like to make a video about that as well. If you have any suggestions for me, or there's something more that you want to know about, please comment below and let me know. And I'll be happy to either make a video or just answer you back if it's just a short question. And if you're looking, I'll post the link to that website below. I'll also give credit to this book as well in the comment section or in the description box below. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching and God bless.